The healing view of the atonement is probably a less common view of the atonement, but in a nutshell, it's the sense in which sin is a sickness and like a disease that humanity can't cure itself from, and that sense that in Jesus and his death on the cross, God heals us from that sickness. So the healing view of the atonement, the way it deals with this sickness is a sense that Jesus takes that sickness upon himself. So for instance, there's a lot of this that comes out of Isaiah chapter 53, where it says this, that he took up our pain and he bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God and stricken and afflicted, but he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities, the punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we're healed. So there's that picture that Jesus takes the consequences of our sickness, and by that we're healed. And I think it's important to go back a wee bit. There's this Hebrew word or concept of shalom, which means, in a nutshell, wholeness and peace and everything the way it should be. And there's a sense that sin is a sickness or this disease which disrupts and breaks that shalom, vandalizes and ruins that shalom. And so humanity's left broken and sick. So when we think about sin and the human predicament as a sickness or a disease, it's like this breakdown of shalom, this disease which infects and destroys shalom. And so there's a sense then that when we think about Jesus' death on the cross, that what he does is he takes on the consequences of that disease of sin, the ultimate consequence, which is death, the destroying of his physical body and death. And then the understanding of God raising him from the dead is this understanding of God as healer and bringing him up out of that death. I guess I find the healing view of the atonement compelling because, well, first of all, what some atonement theories do is they seem to take God and Jesus and pitch them against each other. Like God's got this big stick and he wants to punish us for the bad stuff, but Jesus takes our place and so it's all okay. But there's a sense with the healing view of the atonement that the problem is this sickness and this disease which we can't do anything about. And so in fact, out of his compassion and love, God sends Jesus as one to heal that sickness through his death on the cross. So the healing view of the atonement understands that salvation is holistic, that even though sin is a sickness that affects every part of our lives, in the same way God's healing extends to every part of our lives. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, every part of our lives. And there's that sense in which it is also, for now as well, it's really immediate that God would come in and transform us and heal us and renew us now. But also, there's a sense of this end goal of wholeness for us as individuals, but also for his creation.